Good morning, everyone. Welcome to EduTap, guys. So, guys, I hope my voice is audible to everyone. Guys, if the session is live and if I'm audible to everyone, just type yes in the chat box so that we can begin the session, guys. Guys, am I audible to you? Anybody who's watching the session, you please type yes in the chat box. So, guys, this session will be for, this is the first session for IB Intelligence Bureau ACIO post for the year 2021. And we had taken a couple of sessions on phase 2, but today we are going to start with phase 1. This is our email ID, hello@edutap.co.in, and this is our contact number 8146207241. If you have any queries or if you have any doubts regarding phase 1, you please feel free to contact us. All right, review by Mahesh. Thank you, Mahesh, for the input. So guys, in this session, we are going to discuss some preparation strategy for English, and I'll be taking your doubts and any questions if you have. And then guys, today I'll give you the topics for preparation of this paper. And then from next class onwards, we'll be discussing different. We'll be taking up different topics which are really important for this paper. So for phase 2, we have already started with the essay writing part. You can go and check out the video. Uh, this is for phase 1, right? So guys, basically this paper has English in phase 1, and phase 2 is absolutely based on English only, because phase 2 is descriptive English, wherein you'll have to write one essay, uh, one letter or application, and then you'll have to make one précis. So that is phase 2 for descriptive English. But in phase 1, there'll be subjective type questions, multiple MCQs, multiple choice questions will be there in your paper. So basically, guys, there'll be 20 questions based on English only in phase 1. All right, guys, please start preparing English because it's a very important element for this paper. Even in phase 1 as well as phase 2 is basically only English. So you'll need to learn the descriptive English part, wherein you need to understand how to write an essay, how to draft a précis, and how to write down your answers for reading comprehension. But we are going to discuss phase 1 strategy today. Guys, preparation strategy for English for phase 1. Guys, that would be our motive today. Guys, let's begin with first of all the topics that you need to look into for the IB exam for the English part. So guys, first of all, you should start with parts of speech. You must have a clear understanding of different parts of speech, which they call noun, verb, pronoun, adverb, adjective, intensifier, modifiers, determiners, then conditional sentences, tenses, and preposition, conjunction, articles. So these are very important parts of speech that you must look into to to make your the knowledge to make the knowledge of your English pretty sound or pretty well. So guys, the first chapter you should start with is parts of speech. Good morning, Manjot. How are you? So the first topic that you must take up is parts of speech. Although probably they'll not ask questions based on parts of speech, but this is really important to overall understand the depth of this part. So basically, guys, we can divide English into 3 different verticals. One is your grammar, which is quite important in phase 1. Second is your vocabulary, which is also quite important for phase 1. And then third is your comprehension ability. Now, this is not important for phase 1. This we can keep for phase 2. So guys, there'll be only one-liner questions, multiple choice questions in phase 1. So guys, you'll not be given any reading comprehension passage, you'll not be given any rearrangement of sentences, or you'll not be given any cloze test. So in phase 1, you will only be asked questions based on these two verticals of English, that is grammar and vocabulary. Guys, we have earmarked all of the topics that you should start preparing, and we will also be taking up these topics. But guys, in the course that we have provided you, we have covered not just these topics, but any relevant topic that could be thrown at you in the exam. We have provided recorded lectures for all these chapters with a lot of practice questions, previous year questions, mock tests, and quizzes. So that would be really, really beneficial at this point of time, guys. So you should start with parts of speech, then subject verb agreement. Then you should look into nouns. Nouns, it's not very important, but yes, you should know what type of nouns are there, because unless you understand nouns and pronouns, you'll not be able to use the proper the proper questioning of subject verb agreement or articles or prepositions. So nouns you should look into. Then we should also pick up pronouns. Tenses is a must. This is quite important, guys. So I'll star or I'll mark the topics which are really, really important for this paper. Number 1, subject verb agreement. Number 2, tenses, which is very, very important. You should look into that. Modals, another topic which is related to tenses, and along with that, conditional sentences. This is also quite important for the paper because it's quite tricky. Now guys, question tag, any question has I mean, no such question has been asked from question tag up till now, but it is a topic given in grammar, and you may be thrown a question based on question tag. Now guys, then next very important topic is prepositions. There is always a question on preposition and complex preposition. So guys, you must look into preposition and complex preposition. That is really, really important. Then conjunction, which are connectors, articles, that's also, I mean, quite important for this paper. Then advanced verbs, there are questions based on verbs. That means advanced verbs include gerunds, infinitives, participles, and some other very important questions to be looked into. Then there'll be questions based on active passive voice and narration as well. So guys, these two topics you will definitely get a question from active passive voice and narration. Narration is basically direct indirect speech. So they'll be given a question and you will be asked to find out the correct indirect speech or correct passive voice, or the other way around. So this is really, really important, guys. You should look into active passive voice and direct indirect speech. So these are the topics that I've earmarked, which are really, really important, guys, for this paper. Subject verb agreement, tenses, conditional sentences, preposition, complex preposition, articles, advanced verbs, and active passive voice and narration. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Out of, I mean, there are somewhat around 24 topics for grammar, but out of those we have selected 14 topics that you should look into. But even out of those 14 topics, I have marked 8 or 9 very important topics that you should prepare for before you walk into the exam. This is for your grammar part, guys, that you should look into, and these are very important topics for your grammatical part of your English. Now guys, let's move to the second vertical. It's given here, direct indirect speech or narration. So guys, that was about your grammatical part. Now this part is basically based on your vocabulary. So there will be questions about 8 or 9 questions based on your vocabulary part as well. So the topics that you should prepare for are in the vocabulary section are synonyms, antonyms. So what are synonyms and antonyms? Similar words and opposite words, पर्यायवाची or vilom. So you guys, you must look into synonyms and antonyms because they will be definitely given to you. So this is really, really important. Then next important topic is phrasal verbs. There is always a question based on phrasal verbs. So what are phrasal verbs, guys? You know, these fixed verbs that have a specific meaning. Just say, for example, um, cut to, cut out, cut off, cut up. So cut into, cut out, cut off, yeah, cut for. So he's not cut out for this job. So this cut out for this job, this has a different meaning. So cut off is to sever something. Cut into is basically to dissect into. Uh, cut up is basically feeling hurt. So there are so many phrasal verbs from the same preposition or same verb. Now these must be looked into before you walk into the exam, guys. Next, very important topic, that is idioms and phrases. So you will be given idioms and phrases in the exam. So you'll have to remember the right meaning of the for the idiom. For example, if they ask you apple of discord, or apple of my eye, or apple pie order. So these are some very important. These are some very simple examples for idioms and phrases that may be asked to you in the exam. A man of straw, Herculean task, Achilles heels. So you should prepare and remember idioms and phrases. And one word substitution, although they have never asked a question on one word substitution, but it's better to be prepared rather than to be sorry. So I have selected 20 odd topics out of English for your preparation for your phase 1, guys. So and then out of these 20 topics, I've also given you 12 very important topics, or let's say 13 very important topics. So these very important topics, I'll again mark into it: subject verb agreement, tenses, conditional sentences, preposition, complex preposition, articles, advanced verbs, active passive voice, and direct indirect speech, that is narration. So these 9 topics in grammatical part, and synonym, antonyms, phrasal verbs, and idioms and phrases. So they must be looked into when you are preparing for your phase 1. Got it, guys? So guys, today was the first session for IB ACIO, and today I wanted to discuss with you if you have started preparing for this paper, if you're facing any difficulties, and what are the important topics, and if you wish to ask, I'll also help you with the sources that you can look into to start your preparation, guys. So alright guys, so let's keep it an open session now. So guys, if you have any doubts or if you have any queries, yes, Mahesh Manjot, learning aspirant. So guys, if you have any doubts or if you have any queries, I'll be more than happy to answer any question or any doubt you have. So you can ask me any question in the chat box, and I'll be more than happy to help you out. So guys, now coming to the sources where you should sources for preparation. Let's say if you ask me about a books to prepare for vocabulary, I think there are many books which are available, but I think to start preparing from or to be to be directly focusing towards the particular question. So for vocabulary, there is a book by MB publication by author is, I think, Ajay K Singh. So you should look into that book. It's a really good book for vocabulary. And for grammatical part, I think you can start with let's say, I think you can start with SP Bakshi, or you can also look into Renan Martin. These are two good books to start for your grammar part. And then for your preparation strategy, you should start with previous year questions. Previous year questions for IB, first of all. Previous year questions, first of all, any IB exam that you can find. Second, any SSC exam, SSC, CGL, not CHSL, any SSC, CGL exam you can find, you should start preparing from that. So, okay, Supriya Ghosh, morning Pallavi, good morning to you. I have problem in preposition. Could you please take a session? Yes, absolutely, Supriya. Supriya Ghosh, sorry, I mispronounced your name. Supriya, yes, we will take up all the topics that we have underlined today. So guys, from every Monday 10 a.m. we will hold a session for phase 1, and every Thursday we will hold a session for phase 2. So Monday phase 1, Thursday phase 2. Guys, at 10 a.m. every Monday and every Thursday, do not forget to join in the sessions. So we'll be taking up very important topics that will be and that may be thrown at you in your exams. Got it, guys? Concept through good question. Now, learning aspirant, that's a good question, guys. Many students do that. If they straight away start with previous year questions. Now, learning aspirant, my advice would be, if you have decent base of your grammar and vocabulary, then you should start with questions. So that would be helpful. That would straightway give you a direct viewpoint into the paper, what type of paper is being thrown at you and what type of questions are being thrown at you in the paper. But if you do not, if you have not started your preparation for grammar, or if you have not if you have not studied any topic as such, so then starting with questions would also prove very very demoralizing for everyone, because if you start your questions without preparing the concepts of the topics, then you will not get the most of the questions correct, and that will demoralize you as well. So I think you should start by making a base for your preparation, and then you should straightaway jump into questions. But you should have at least have a good basis. Yes, so base is okay. Then you should start with questions, because then you will you will straightway look into the point where you need to focus upon, and you can look into the areas where you lack and what are your strong areas and weak areas. So, guys, always try this. There is something we call SWOT analysis. You must have heard about SWOT analysis, right? Guys, when you're preparing, you should know what are your strengths. S stands for strength. W stands for, you should also know what are your weaknesses. Then what is the opportunity at hand? How important this paper is for you, that's the opportunity part. And what is the threat? Guys, if you prepare analyzing these four these four parts, you'll be better equipped to prepare for this paper, guys. Always look into the SWOT analysis, that what is your strength for this paper. I'm good at maths, I'm good at English, I need to prepare for reasoning. Or I'm good at English, I'm decent in reasoning, I need to prepare for maths. So you need to work that way. Then what are your weaknesses? I mean, I'm not very good in current affairs, or I'm not up to date with the GA part. So start working on that. Make that your priority. Opportunity is, I mean, you should know that this paper, how important this paper is. And the threat, that is, I mean, you do not have a lot of time. So that is your threat. All right. Guys, you should look into that, and you should also work with that part as well. All right. So guys, any other questions or any other doubts? If you have, please feel free to ask. Otherwise, then all the very best to all my dear students, all the aspirants. And guys, we have also launched a course specifically for IB ACIO, which includes phase 1 and phase 2, both the parts. So in this course, so the link for that course is given in the description of this video. Not mugging aspirant. Mugging is not, it is not effective at all. You should start learning your vocabulary with the help of pictures. I mean, you should start, you should start assigning a picture to something. For example, I have done this for a very long period of time, learning aspirant. For example, eminent, somebody who's very famous for his good doings. So I have connected this word eminent with Sachin Tendulkar. So whenever I think of, whenever I hear this word eminent, Sachin Tendulkar, the picture of Sachin Tendulkar crosses my mind. So he's an eminent player, right? Now, diligent, somebody who's very hardworking, or somebody who has perseverance. So I have connected this picture with Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. So whenever I hear this, or whenever I read this word, picture of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam crosses my mind. So picturization is very, very important. Cramming up words will never help in this version. So you should, assign a picture to every word. Let me give an example, learning aspirant. When I tell you a word, okay, please tell me what picture comes to your mind. Okay? Because your brain works that way. It always remembers a word by assigning a picture to it. For example, if I give you a word fat, F-A-T, what is the first picture that comes to your mind? And this question is for everyone, guys. Yes, guys. If I tell you the word fat, F-A-T, what picture comes to your mind? Yes, guys, quickly, you can answer me in the chat box. Big show, hippopotamus, somebody or a person who is fat, right? Right? But why not fat food, right? Or fat money? Very good, Mahesh. Very good learning experience. So you see, if you hear the word fat, you only probably get a picture, probably a fat person, or fat, right? Potatoes. A friend of mine, Supriya, very Supriyo, Pallavi, very good. So fat potatoes, fat hippopotamus. So this picturization always helps to make you remember the word. So whenever you read a new word and you find out the meaning of the word, assign a picture. Exactly. So if you assign a picture to that one particular word, you will remember it. Otherwise, you'll, if you try to cram it up, you may be able to remember it for a couple of days, but you will forget it. So guys, picturization is very, very important. Yes, picturization would include all the synonyms, learning aspirant. Correct. So guys, that's it for this session. I just came to discuss the introduction and the important topics today. From next Monday, we'll take up one topic every session. Subject verb agreement, then tenses, then conditional sentences, and important topics that we have earmarked, and we will take up the important topics along with the questions of that topic as well. All right. So guys, if you have any doubts regarding the course, we have given the description in the link of this video. So you will find the link of the course in the description of this video. So you can avail yourself of that course. In that course, we have provided detailed recorded lectures for phase 1 as well as phase 2. Both the phases have been provided in that course, and I think we are also running a discount on that course. So you'll be it'll be really, really helpful for your preparation. Good morning, Randhir. Thank you, learning aspirant. Thank you, Mahesh. Thank you so much for joining in the session, guys. If you have any doubts, this is our contact number 8146207241. You can give us a call, or you can also drop an email at this email ID, hello@edutap.co.in. Guys, I'll take your leave for today, and I wish you all the very best. I'll see you again on this Thursday, and we'll be taking up a session on Prezi writing. So do not forget to joining Thursday 10 a.m. and we will discuss something very, very interesting and very important that day. So guys, you have a very great day, and stay safe, stay healthy, and keep on preparing, guys. That's it for this session. Thank you so much, and happy learning to all of you.